So welcome everyone. We will start slowly with today's session on sixth chakra, or I think it's called also third eye chakra. So I think it's a very interesting area because many times people hear about the third eye before they hear about chakras. So it's a very good beginning, to start like that. And I want to invite first Shimanjari to say something in general, and then we'll share more details about the oils and the meditation at the end. And please stay tuned because we'll have some very nice discussion also after the workshop itself. So Shimanjari, you're welcome to start.
Thank you. Yes, so today every chakra is a big topic. They carry like a big power just to acknowledge, just by acknowledging their presence, there is like such great power and purification happening. So it has been interesting in this journey we've been together that we started with the lower chakras. We started from the first, we started with the roots, we started with the more gross elements. And then slowly, the energy became more and more subtle. Last time we did the throat, where we dive deeper into hearing, into the power of the sound, the element of air. And now with the sixth chakra, with the third eye, we go into this beautiful dimension of light. It's very interesting because light and sound, they both combine and they both become the most strongest way to actually manifest our desire, manifest our intentions in this world. So together they work really nicely. And so speaking about the sixth chakra, so basically the color is purple, is situated in the middle of the eyebrows. We will use different essential oils and meditation at the end to help us open and reconnect and clear this center from all misconception, from all misunderstandings, all fear that is connected with our perception, how we perceive the world. So actually the name Agya means to perceive. Is even the word itself help us to connect to the fact that it's really about the perception that we have, and we are diving deeper into understanding it in a way that ultimately will connect us with the crown chakra, and that will enlighten us even more of why we have so many problems connected with this sixth chakra, because ultimately there is a knowledge, there is an essence within ourselves that is already full of knowledge. But in order to understand that essence, there is a need of trust, a need of surrender. And through the sixth chakra, we can learn how to acknowledge that presence within us and also outside, and through the light, to this light is already light, but it's the color is the really the perception that comes through the eyes. So we can see the eyes are connected with this chakra. The forehead is connected. The hair also are connected with it. And and the color is also very interesting. It's indigo. So sometimes it comes closer to a very dark blue, but then it can also be very much purple. So there is this lightness that comes when the color become more and more dense. It's very interesting also seeing when the sky is very clear, and is very, very clear, actually has a very dark blue. So it's just a very beautiful way how the more pure it becomes this area, the more the color is actually pretty intense, and and visible, like it's very strong. So regarding still the physical body is also connected very much with the nervous system, pituitary gland, hypothalamus. So all these glands are actually connected here at the back of our head, of course, inside. You can also touch it because here it's very close to where the pituitary gland is. And this is what controls actually the whole perception of our emotions. The emotions are first acknowledged into this chakra, and then they become expressed through the rest of the body. So it's really one of the first channel through which information comes, as sound is. Sound is actually even stronger. And then through here also very much we create our own perception and then understanding or misunderstandings. Regarding way to of how it affects a person, there are different ways how we can look at it. I wanted to share a more personal understanding and experience about it, that especially to people that have been struggling from early childhood with problems like feeling abandoned, feeling depressed, feeling lack of love. To people that have suffered this separation from a very young age, it can be it means that the first chakras were blocked from a very early age. And then what happens in the transition of life, when one goes through a lot of depression or mental fog, or doesn't find a way to live or fulfillment in their heart, ultimately life will guide that person to focus the energy on the third eye. Means focus the energy on trusting that things will get better, focus the energy on acknowledging the environment where we are in so that we can protect ourselves. So this is when it's in a defect. It means we become very, very sensitive to people around us. When you see these people that are empathic empaths, there are many groups and many supports group about empath, and it's really spoken because it's really difficult when you can really feel everyone's energy. And I'm not speaking about understanding people, I'm speaking about just really feeling overwhelmed as soon as somebody has a strong energy. And then in this case, what happens is the person forget about themselves. It becomes like a wall between your actual self and the world. You start to completely lose yourself and you don't know who you are anymore. You don't know what you're actually doing in this world, and what am I supposed to do, what am I not supposed to do is actually not there. You're always concerned about how others are feeling around you, and how much can I feel safe, or how much can I feel protected, how much can I how much do I need to protect myself. So it's a very survival mode when it's in defect, and it's really debilitating, because then there is no much space for self-growth. There is not so much space of understanding, because there is that victim mode, that concern about myself, and also always protecting myself and thinking that I'm actually caring about others, because I'm constantly, I always know how others are feeling, but I never know actually how am I feeling and what's really going on inside. So this is one of the unbalances. And when it's in excess, unfortunately can be very hurtful and bring a lot of damage, because it's very subtle, and there is a strong energy of control, of wanting people to do as we say. And it will come through strong words, it will come through with awful actions, but ultimately starts from here. We feel deeply unsatisfied, and we really feel that in order to be happy, we need others to do what we want them to do. And I had also a personal experience. Usually I'm very much closed. It can happen that closed as in defect, but recently happened that it closed in excess. And I was really feeling, if my husband would clean the dishes, I would be so much happier. So simple. So it was so clear, like if actually my husband would do that, I would be fine. I would have no problem, you know. And because I was also meditating on this topic, the moment I did my meditation and I stepped back from it for a second, I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, he must feel really threatened. He must feel really wanting to run away. And you know, when you're in front of a person that really wants to control you, all you want to do is to pack your stuff and just run away, you know. So it's really and I could understand, oh, that's why he's not doing it, because he feels like this heaviness, this pressure that I'm trying to be like, you have to. So it's really it has been really enlivening to watch this whole situation and actually understand that that's what's going on between us, and to actually have a laugh about it, because definitely I would never consciously be like, okay, I'm going to control my husband. But it happens, and it happens so many ways that we may not acknowledge them, because it's so subtle that it really, for these chakras, we really need to do like an extra step inside, really take extra time to meditate on this, because these topics are deeply imprinted in our subconscious mind. So it does require a lot of work to actually come out of it, and usually requires also another person to help us to actually understand that this is what was going on. So this is one situation. There are many situations where this happens, but generally when this chakra becomes harmonized, you can really see people that are really present. And it's not the presence, because the sixth chakra is also connected with very much with the solar plexus, because they work very nicely together. So the topic is definitely presence, to open it, but for the sixth chakra is even more awareness of our intention. Third chakra, awareness into our environment. Sixth chakra, awareness into our intentions. Because as much as we can tell and lie ourselves and tell a story that we are very good people and we are very, very pure in our intention, many times is definitely not what's going on. It's definitely very different. And so this introspection is important, because I am a conditioned soul, I am a conditioned person. So my nature, even though it's pure, even though it's full of knowledge, is still conditioned. So the moment I acknowledge that I'm in a state of conditionment, then I have to acknowledge that my intentions are not going to always be pure. And that's why it's important to set then different intentions. I understand I'm looking for a particular outcome from this, but the outcome doesn't define the person that I am. The outcome doesn't define my happiness. The outcome doesn't define the quality of my life. Because if it does, then this chakra is completely blocked. It becomes completely blocked. If there is anything that we feel like we need to get out of some situation, immediately becomes blocked. And so that's why it's very subtle, and immediately can become open, you know, the moment that you relax yourself and you let go and you're like, actually, I'm doing my best, and I let go of the result. I let go of what's gonna come out of it. And then it can immediately already, you know, so it's a very, very subtle area. So that's why it requires a lot of introspection. And yeah, when it's really balanced, you can feel that you know, I can only think of my guru and teachers when they are sharing with me the knowledge. It's really not coming from them. It's really they really are well wishers of me, and when I can feel that, when I can tune into that love, then an immense amount of knowledge comes through my heart and through my chakras or whatever. It's really the intention of people. It's what carries their signature in this world. It's not actually their action, but is their intention, their deep intention, and not just as a goal that they have, but really as a signature, really as a way of being. Because we hear, this sixth sense, the way to see the world through this subtle energy or this light, or to just feel how things are. But actually, if we don't make the step behind and acknowledge how much am I conditioned, then you can't really understand how pure is the work that you're doing. So it's really tricky. There are a lot of people that are very convinced about doing right things, and when usually people are convinced about doing the right thing but they're blocked here, usually they make really bad activity, really bad action, even though they may say, I'm doing it for the good of humanity. If their action consists in killing others or doing terrible things, manipulating and mistreating others, then this chakra will definitely also burn itself, because there is a deeper wisdom within that we will connect in the next chakra, because it all comes from there. It all comes from the soul within our heart and the connection that we constantly keep within. So this is a little introduction. Mangala, would you like to share before we dive into the oils?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's a very important aspect that you brought up about this chakra being like this multicolored glass. So it sort of reflects, our consciousness reflects on how we will see the world, how we will see situations. So it's extremely important to bring awareness in this space, just to clear all the illusions and misconceptions. So I really appreciate that point. And I want to bring up another point of this chakra, which is connected with an experiment that they've done in quantum physics. And it was about, so they've put a person in a space and put some sort of like machinery on their head with nodes to kind of detect the impulses. So they asked the person to look at the apple on the screen, and then they have asked the person to try to visualize the same apple in their mind. And when they were detecting, all the impulses that the brain was sending to the body, it was actually done in the same way. So basically, the body wouldn't be able to distinguish whether it's a real apple, or looking at the real apple, or just visualizing an apple. So this says something about the power of this energy center, because we all know that visualizations themselves are very, very powerful, that some people can actually, visualize things and sort of manifest them in one way or other. So this speaks about the fact of how powerful this chakra is, and also how destructive it can be. So it's very important to be aware of that. And also it's connected with pineal gland, which is kind of in the center of the brain. And that's called a master gland, actually. And it coordinates actually all the other glands in the body. So it's connected through, all these nerves throughout the whole system of our body. So this means that this chakra is so powerful, it can either activate or deactivate all the other chakras. So this is something connected with what you were saying. And so the mind is, in this sense, powerful, but it can be a problem because it can cause a lot of illusion. And that's like a demon of this chakra. So we have to be aware of that and clear out all these kind of illusions from our system in different ways. So one way that we will speak about is just this way of balancing this center with oils, which is a very powerful way, and mantras. I don't know if we'll do the mantra at the end, but in any case, the mantra for this center is Om. And if you just look at the Om, it's connected with three parts: O, N, and M. And sort of the sound, the vibration that comes from O, it comes down, and then N brings it slowly up, and brings it towards the center of the head. So in this center, then the color violet or purple, or you said also in the indigo, would expand, and that would actually really balance energetically the sixth chakra, the three vibrations together. So I just wanted to again point out how it would look like if a person would have this energy center in excess or in defect, just to kind of recognize some patterns that we could perhaps see in ourselves or others, because that will again be very important on how we interact with people, or which people we interact with, and how we can protect ourselves. So a person with excess would have constant thinking patterns. Imagine sometimes we can find ourselves in some situation and we try to overthink it from all kinds of angles of vision. So we kind of become tired at the end. So even though the situation was maybe not big, but just because so much energy started to come into, with the mental activity, everything becomes bigger in our head. Everything becomes more serious and more like complicated. And it just means that we've totally over energized our energy center, and we become very fatigued, even though it has nothing to do with physical tiredness, but just very like mental tiredness. So that also can create like fire in the forehead. So our eyes can become very like heavy and even painful, like burning. So it's one sign. Also, if we interact a lot with the screen, like the screens really make us very tired. So it's good if we can apply the oils, which we will speak about regularly, on our forehead. So that will protect us from this constant interaction with screen. Also, when sixth chakra would be in excess, it means too much energy would be coming in. So the person would feel like unorganized and a lot of distraction and a lot of forgetting and missing main points. Also, people with excess in sixth chakra might think that they have very high intuition. They would think that they're very connected with everything that's happening around them. But actually, they may overinterpret what's actually happening. They might see signs in things. Today, I don't know, I got a call at this particular moment when I was thinking about that person. This may mean something will happen, or, so like overthinking and actually making mistakes like that. So we should be careful about that very much. And also one very interesting sign is dreams. So when dreams are really overly active, like when one wakes up in the morning and thinks I could really write a book about my dreams, this could mean that there's just too much energy flowing. And of course, that means also we might be exhausted in the morning. We might need actually a cup of coffee or something to wake us up because we just couldn't really rest properly mentally. So we would feel like fog in the head in the morning. Now I wanted just to point out with children that sometimes children who have this excess in the sixth chakra might have very, very strong imagination. So we have to be careful, but not to like stop them from imagining things and stop their imagination, but just to redirect them in a proper direction, to not, go out of the world and space too much, because this might happen all because of overstimulation, because of the screens and so on. So definitely screens very much disbalance this energy center. So it's again another warning for us to try to minimize as much as is possible. So what would happen on the other side if there would be defect in this chakra? So there would be basically no imagination and no possibility of interpretation of something beyond what we can see. So people would not see the signs, even though something is really wrong in their life, something, somebody's cheating on them or anything, and people just wouldn't be able to perceive that. They would just be in a totally sort of this world, whatever they see, that's it, that's what they can actually interpret, but they couldn't interpret out of the signs which are happening already around them. So this would happen, and also the sleeping would be kind of without dreams. And here we can see that it's actually important to remember our dreams. It's important to dream almost every day, but sometimes we might not be able to recall them. So that's the thing. I think you've already mentioned most of the things, Shimanjari, about physical things that would manifest as a result of imbalance of this chakra. For example, the eyes, so burning eyes or headache, this frontal headache, pink eye, but also it could happen to be connected a little bit with the ears as well, or sound in ears. So this could be some of the, and of course also the dreaming, the sleep itself is very, very much connected with that. So yeah, I think when we will speak about the oils, I will speak about a way to protect oneself, especially when we are in like a relationship of somebody helping us. And you mentioned this a bit already. It's very, very important that we can perceive the signs of where, if there's the person who is helping us would be in imbalance on any chakra, but especially on the sixth chakra, we would definitely be affected by that. Either, on all the levels, on all the energy centers, but especially on the sixth chakra. And then, of course, through that, it's very easy to be manipulated, and so on. So it's very, very important to be aware of that and protect ourselves. And I will mention later an oil that's really, really efficient for that. So I'm wondering, Shimanjari, do you want to start about the oils? Tell me. Or
Oh, because you are already in it, I think you can start.
we do it. Okay. Or we can just fill each other up. So yeah, one oil that's very, very powerful for that, for protection against, other people's energy, other people's imbalances, or even other people's trying to manipulate and so on, and guide us or push us. So Terra Shield is a very interesting blend. It's called an outdoor blend. It's protecting against, it's like a repellent. It smells like chocolate, very sweet, but it's very, very powerful to actually protect on all the energy centers against other people's energies, other, entities, and so on. So it's very good to apply that on the forehead. And yeah, it's a very, very, very sweet oil also. I love to use it very much. So another one, actually one of the first ones that I thought of, which is balancing all the chakras, is Serenity. It's another very powerful blend. It has vetiver inside and lavender and vanilla. So it's very deep. And it's actually, yeah, so we can apply it on all 7 chakras. But especially if we would be dealing with some anxiety in life and some insecurities. I liked the description that I've read in the book of Essential Oils and Emotions, that the blend encourages individuals to first reconnect with themselves and discover the peace that lies within, and then reconnect with the humanity in others. So, these oils would really help us to, okay, first perceive where we are, what am I feeling, what is my vision, what is my understanding, how do I feel, what is my vision. Actually, sixth chakra is very much connected also with vision, with understanding the future, understanding our sort of goals. And so it's sort of visual, very much to do with the vision. So this is important. If we want to see what our vision for the future is, we have to be connected with ourselves. So Serenity is very, very powerful oil for that. And connected with serenity, of course, lavender. We have used lavender already for the fifth chakra a lot. I felt like we really emphasized it. But sixth chakra, it's a very easy oil to apply when we have a headache, or we have we're working with screen a lot, and just it's just overstimulated, you know, our whole mind and sixth chakra is very like overstimulated. So we just can put lavender and just apply it and just unwind and connect again. And of course, it's very soothing for any pains, including headache. So that's lavender. And one oil that I've used actually recently a lot, we have been suffering from a flu in our community, and it's been very intense pain in the head and sinuses and all blocked. So air was the perfect oil to use for that. And its air is like an opening, yeah. It's opening the to release basically. So it would really like release the tension here and all the blockages, whatever would be happening regarding sinuses. So one can just apply it on the forehead and breathe it in very deeply. So that's air. Yeah, cedarwood we mentioned a lot. I will just shortly mention that it's oil which is very grounding. We've mentioned it in the first chakra, but actually we can use it on all the chakras again. And again, we could use it on the forehead when we would feel overstimulated and over like airy. So we could just ground ourselves
Can
instantly.
you please repeat the last oil?
Cedarwood.
It's cedarwood. Thank you.
Yeah, cedarwood. It's very woody and beautiful scent. So that was what I wanted to share about the oils. Tell me, Shimanjari, which are your favorites?
Thank you. It's really beautiful how you shared your presentation, and also very much appreciate the dream. The dream is really wow. And we have so many memories of this world that we step in every every night. And it's like, where is it, right? When you think about it, it's like, is it even real? Or, and it's like, if that is not real but feels real, and this feels really real but it's not real, and then it's like, wow. Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you for expressing it so nicely and explaining all these different things that are connected to it. And yeah, the essential oils, I love how you explained also serenity. I relate very much to it. And then speaking of another oil that help us grounding also is Roman chamomile. Is probably chamomile is just my favorite regarding mental stress, but also is beautiful because it really helps to understand and see where I'm actually going in my life. Because what happened with these oils that are like calming us down, because of course the activity becomes more strong in the head, they help us to recenter and refocus. So that's what we want to do when we use an oil, is refocus. Where am I going? Where am I actually directed to? And also in Essential Emotions, in this beautiful book, it was speaking about how people that actually feel that they cannot really do what they love to do in their life, otherwise maybe God will punish them, or other will criticize them, or all kinds of reasons. This Roman chamomile also really helps with just allowing yourself to follow your intuition, to trust that life can be light, life can be a beautiful journey. We don't have to take it so seriously, everything that happens. And so chamomile is really helps me to understand that, as also copaiba. Copaiba even more emphasize, I take it especially when I have period pain. So it becomes really like these hormones, right, become really foggy, and I start to have headache before. And copaiba just makes me feel just so good in my body and in my consciousness. It just feels more expanding. It's not anymore holding inside, but it's more like releasing. So opens really the channels. It's of course is a the essence from the marijuana plant, and of course it's safe to use. It's not intoxicating, but still really gives us that help to just feel amazing with ourselves and not be conditioned by these hormones and these imbalances in our, that happen, because they happen and they will keep happening. And yeah, with age also, right, the woman body especially arrives to a peak where then the hormones become really challenged, and then eventually later on, actually naturally also the chakra later on, the more one is wise and older in age, they become more awakened naturally. The body naturally slows down, and there is more wisdom that actually is regulated, because the hormones are not so active anymore. So the more the hormones are peaceful, the more also the sixth chakra become very balanced. And the last that I use very often, because now I'm going to school every morning. So if you actually are in a situation where you're studying a lot, 4 to 6 hours a day, or you have to read a lot, I always use In Tune. It's a blend that has frankincense, patchouli, lime, lang lang, sandalwood, and chamomile inside. And I just feel like it's the perfect blend, because I really feel connected very much. Like when I put it on, as soon as I feel just a little, doesn't have to be like headache, but just a little discomfort, and I'm able to reconnect again with my body, because that's what it does when this chakra tends to go outside to project, to see and be always concerned about what's going on, what's going on in the world, what's going on in other people's life, and all this. So In Tune, it really in tunes us, like literally push us back and inside. So this is how yeah, magically works with me. And another oil was frankincense, because frankincense is like the king of oils, and we spoke already about it in also other different chakras, because it balances them all, and it's really really opening when we feel like stuck and we need new ideas, we feel that lack of inspiration. Yeah, frankincense is really is like a little bit also like a masculine, like a supportive way to just find new ways to look at the world, find new ways to look at situation, find new ways to explore life, keep the possibility open that anything can happen at any moment. And yeah, frankincense is the one. And yeah.
You really inspired me with In Tune. Because yeah, it makes so much sense actually to tune in. That's what we actually are aspiring to do. All the visualizations and everything we're doing, this is like tuning in and into this sort of visual reality within. It's not so much what we see, but it's also like how we connect within. So I definitely will use that more. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was thinking maybe before we go into the practical, meditation and what you will do with us at the end, I could just mention a few things that one could do to help with balancing the sixth chakra just as an exercise on our own. So we cannot do it now together. But one very interesting way of an exercise is that we would go to the forest and just take a notebook with us, or a friend. If we have a friend, we can go with somebody else and then talk about it. But perhaps we can take a notebook just to be kind of more on our own. And that we are really aware of whatever signals we will capture in nature that we will try to see how that can tell us something about life, because nature always speaks to us. We can always, from the sounds that we hear or from the visuals that we see, we can always kind of get some sort of a message for our own life, how to live. And one very simple example is that we, for example, if we're barefoot, we walk in nature and we step on a stone which is sharp. So sometimes in life we will be meeting people who will be a little more sharp and it will hurt us a bit. And this doesn't mean we have to feel completely down, but we can just continue walking and continue with our life, and the wound will heal and we can continue with our journey. So this would be one way we can interact with this kind of awareness of other reality, of reality around us, which also guides us, as a guru in one sense, and gives us signals on how to live and learn how to live. So this is a very powerful exercise to be able to increase our intuition. And another one would be very much connected with visualization. So we could just sort of like close our eyes. And as we inhale, we can imagine that the forehead is like our lung, like as if we would inhale through our forehead. And that forehead would expand. And we would then exhale through the eyes. So all the like fire or all the heat would go out through the eyes. And also then the same we can do with the color. So we would inhale like a purple color, it would expand, and then exhale. And that would be like sort of expanding and balancing our sixth chakra. So that's a very, very powerful. And of course, another exercise that we can do is that to just really try to avoid the screens in the evenings before we sleep, just to really try to be as screen avoidant as possible, to not really interact with screens or with other people through screens, but just to really try to unwind before we sleep and do either some meditation, visualization, or just go within and release, or do mantra, meditation, whatever practices we're doing. So that will really, really be helpful to also stimulate the dreams naturally, and not overstimulate ourselves like that. So I hope this was helpful, and I'm really, really excited for the meditation that Shimanjari will guide us through. And
thank you, because we will do this meditation where we can connect with this center. So now we can just I didn't say it before, but if you have a candle with you, please bring it so we can do the very famous candle meditation. It's actually how I started meditating with a candle 12 years ago. But it's very helpful. It has been absolutely helpful so much for
heard
me.
it's called Tatraka. I didn't know that.
Tatraka, yes. It's so powerful, and it's one of these these Ashtanga yoga purifying practices that really helps us to purify ourselves. And right, okay, so we will start with the oil, so we can okay, that's the things in order. If you have your candle, get your candle. So I don't have to
I guess if we don't have a candle, we can have another object, like a deity or like some worshipable object or something. Could be.
Yeah, ideally with like some light that has around it, or you can just look at me, because I will keep the candle and turn the light off. So it will be a very yeah, it's good. You won't have to see me. This is a little too long. And then yeah, so we will do this, and then after this little meditation we will have a little pranayam to clear it even more, and then we won't take too long, and then we can have all our questions and sharing. Okay. work. So sit comfortably and let's use our oil. So you can either have your oils in front of you and pick one, or just choose one of the ones that we used today during the presentation. Also share. And then slowly we just start to tap deeper into our breathing. Oil, put your palms or on your wrist and just massage the forehead and the eyes. And deep inhale and exhale. Find your space and time to connect with the oil. If you don't have your candle, you can just focus on a picture or a little light. Ideally, the light of the candle is going to help us even more, just clearing and helping us just connect with our body. We are doing this to acknowledge the presence of the candle, but to also really come back to ourselves. We will use a mantra and connect with the color. So the color is either violet or this indigo, deep blue. You don't have to, again, vision, it's not something that we force. Vision is a blessing. So we don't have to force anything. We can just allow ourselves to just connect with this area, the middle of the eyebrows. You can also touch it and massage it if you feel like you can't connect to it. Deeply inhaling, we bring prana and energy in the body, and exhaling, allowing to sit even more comfortably in your chair. We will do a little mantra. I choose to use Om Tapa, as it will help us to connect both with the Om, the Supreme, and Tapa means the purification, the austerity of choosing to control, choosing to connect our feelings, our perceptions to the Supreme One, the Supreme Light, Supreme Source within. Deeply inhale and exhale completely the air out, and then together pronounce 5 times Om Tapa. Inhale. Om Tapa. Inhale deeply, exhale. I want you to feel even more your feet completely relaxing down. Shoulders, spine is nice and straight, but at the same time, shoulders are relaxed, the belly is very relaxed. Eyes, nose, mouth, very relaxed. Try to also consciously relax a little bit more your forehead. And then connecting this beautiful center, we're going to inhale. And when you inhale, I want you to go deeper into your body. So create like space between you and whatever is around you. Inhaling, connect with the center, the third eye, with our head, our body, and we go down all the way to the first chakra. And exhale, we feel again the unity with the candle, the unity with the environment, the unity with the chair, and everything around us. Inhaling like a turtle, their lips become really within. So inhaling, the connection goes deeper to the body. And exhaling, expanding. Allow this energy of yours to expand and just connect without taking over the space and the energy of the environment. Just gently allowing yourself to be the environment. And again, deeply inhaling. I connect with the body, with the and exhaling, connecting with the objects around. Inhale, feel the body, feel the heart, feel the third eye. Exhale, environment. Inhale, feel the center. Exhale. And again, when we inhale, now we also want to feel the separation between ourselves and the things around us. So when we inhale, we focus within and we bring space. We feel the space, the separation between ourselves and the environment. And exhaling, we feel the unity, the connection of everything. Inhale, we feel the separation. Exhale, the unity. Inhale, feel the separation between yourself and the thing around you. Just feel how all the energy is concentrated, your being in your body, and there is nothing around that can influence it. And exhaling, connecting with everything else. 5 more breaths. Own space in, creating a strong boundary of I am, I trust. Exhaling, feeling the connection. I trust my intuition, my inner wisdom, and follow them. I trust my intuition, my inner wisdom, and I follow. I trust my intuition and inner wisdom, and I follow them. Inhale. If you have any thought, just bring the energy in the body, within yourself. Feel the separation between you and other people. Maybe if there is a person that you feel it's sucking your energy or has a negative vibe, just feel when you inhale your separation between yourself and the environment and the people and the thoughts that are causing this disturbance. And exhaling, connecting again with the beauty, the unity. And a little pranayam. So from here, if you would like to practice a little pranayam, we will do Nadi Shodhan. So second and third finger, they will go on the forehead. And then the thumb will close our right nostril. And the middle finger and the middle and the fourth and fifth finger, they will close our opposite nostril. So we will start first with deep inhale and then exhale. And then we're going to close the left. We're gonna breathe in through the right nostril, deeply inhale for 1, 2, and then we're going to close both and exhale from the left nostril. So we're going to open the left, exhale for 3, 2, 1, and then close the left. Oh, sorry, and then keep the left open, inhale through the left, and then close both nostrils, hold for a second, and then exhale through the right nostril. Exhale through the right nostril, close both, and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, close, exhale 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Close. Exhale 3, 2, 1. Inhale left 1, 2, 3. Close. Exhale right 1, 2, 3. One more time. Inhale to the right. 1, 3, and exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale to the left. Hold. Exhale to the right. And release in just 5 deep breaths. And then hold when you inhale, hold the breath for 3, 2, 1, and then exhale. And slowly we're going to come back by rubbing our hands together. Fast, fast, fast. Creating heat and then placing them in front of the eyes, giving them an extra soothing moment so they can purify themselves and just calm down from all the stimulation. And back to center. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope it has been helpful. And see you